Here's the opening of the Hemispheres album by Rush from 1978. And it's our chord of the week.
Keith Horn's Chord of the Week.
The opening chord from Rush's 1978 album Hemispheres sounds like this. It's an F-sharp 7 with an add 4, and it's a chord that's unique to the guitar because of the nature of guitar voicings. If you take an open E chord on the guitar, and you move the bottom voices up a whole step, but you keep the open strings from that open E chord, that's the chord we're talking about. It's how the guitar is designed that makes this voicing possible. And the odd thing is, you can only play this exact voicing in this exact position on the guitar, in F sharp, unless you use a capo changing the open strings. So what makes this chord guitaristic or idiomatic for the guitar is you have, there's your 1 5 1 3 major chord in F sharp, and you add a B, it gives you this half step between the third A sharp and the fourth B, and you get a seventh, a flat 7 of F sharp, the E. Now Rush is not the first to use this chord. Journey actually used it a year before in 1977 in their album Next, in the track Nickel and Dimed. Here's that chord. It's the exact same F sharp 7 add 4 that we heard in Rush.
What a coincidence!
And here it is again, 30 years later, in another Rush album from 2007, in the song Far Cry. Here it is again. You can also find it outside of rock and progressive rock. John Mayer used it in 2001. Here's his song 83. Exact same chord, exact same key. F sharp 7 with the add 4. It's because of that, the nature of these open strings as color tones that is unique to the guitar. You can use open strings as add tones or dissonances, and many times half step dissonances, chords like this, or like things like that. But in this case we have where the half step is between the third and the fourth scale degrees. It's a unique kind of bite that's unique to this instrument. Here it is again, the same chord, a half step higher if you capo here on the first fret and you play it up on G. Here it is from Dear Evan Hansen.
Feels like we could go on for forever this way.
And in this context, it's used more of it's like a 5 of 5. We're in the key of F, and it's an altered 2 chord.
Altered?
So let's take this off of the guitar on the piano and put it through some exercises. So the guitar voicing is this. For our purposes, I'm going to remove that second F sharp, that doubled root. I'm going to take that note out. So we'll have 1, 5, 3, 4, and flat 7. And that'll be our voicing that we'll work with for the exercises. First is to do what we usually do, go through the circle of fifths in an authentic movement, which is counterclockwise along the circle. Let's start with F sharp, and that sounds like this. Next, I'll condense the chord down to a close voicing like this. We'll start from C7, add 4, and this time we'll take this voicing, which is impossible on the guitar, by the way, unless you're Mick Goodrick or Ted Green. Maybe they could figure out a way to do this. But we'll take this voicing through the circle of fifths again, and we'll go a plagal movement to the right. So that root cycle is this. So we'll go through a few of those, starting with C. That sounds like this.
me, man?
So try these 2 exercises with the circle of fifths. I also have 4 other ways that I've laid out in another video where I talk about alternate root cycles, where you can get through all 12 keys using the circle of fifths, or chromatically, of course. But I have a couple other versions, or 4 other versions, where you can use thirds, major thirds, minor thirds, and it's more of a symmetrical way to get through all 12 keys. Check out that video as well if you want to run these exercises or any of the other ones through different root cycles outside of the circle of fifths. So that's an example of taking a chord from rock and pop music out of the guitar into the piano. So it originally sounded like this, and now you can make it sound like this, or like this. So that's the dominant 7, add 4. Thanks for watching and listening, and happy practicing.
Yeah. Who this? This beat. Yo, who this? Yo, who this? Who this?